Hi, sweetheart. We're on air.
What's up, sweetheart? Yeah, we are. You ready to go?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You look pretty in this light.
It's the beauty light.
What about me?
You look pretty too.
Oh,
You're closer to the beauty light.
Am I?
Adds an extra twinkle to your eye.
I scared the pig. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the R&R podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm Renee.
We have her back.
I am back.
You are back.
Yeah, I forgot you cheated on me.
I did.
You did a solo episode.
I flew solo because I was upset.
And I've been wanting to do one in Ryan's backyard, so I was jealous.
It was a nice day.
But we're in my new home studio now.
We're in Renee's turf here. Renee's gonna take it away.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Renee.
But yeah, check it out. We just set up my home studio like literally today. Isn't it cute?
It is very cute. We need a little bit more art. Mm-hmm. Got to add some fun stuff to it. We are on our regular mics because we're trying to get our new ones to work. Small technical difficulty, but we'll work through it.
Yeah, we're missing a part, but these things are really cool. I'm excited to use
Me too.
The Big Daddy microphones.
Yeah, so I don't feel like I'm yelling into this. I always feel like I'm yelling into it. It's like my voice carries, especially in such a small room.
I feel like we're yelling when we record outside because the phone is far away. So we're like projecting to it.
True. We got the little fuzzy mics, but I like having we're not in our lawn chairs.
Yeah, we're on real chairs.
We're on real chairs. These are nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look good in the brown.
Thanks, honey.
You're welcome. Thank you. What do you got for us today, pal?
But yeah, guys, I'm super stoked to be in the home studio. If you're watching us on YouTube, some things you can expect is maybe art changing and the occasional American bully walking into the frame. We've got one in here right now, but he's laying on the ground so you can't see him. But, I've got cuddlers, so they might hop up. And if you're listening on Spotify, then you will probably just hear us petting them.
Yeah, just if you're listening on Spotify, thanks again for the support on there. Go ahead and check out the YouTube if you can. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, give us a follow. It has been a little bit since we've done one together. We had to take a little bit of a hiatus because we had some technical issues. And then as most of you know, if you don't already, that Renee and I are long distance. I'm from Tennessee. She's from Florida. So we do have some time periods. We try not to go more than 7 to 11 days without seeing each other. But sometimes it does get up there past that time frame if work and everything gets in the way. So here we are. What do you want to talk about today?
That leads us to what I want to talk about today.
What is it I'm trying to know?
So I get stopped a lot with people that know of us, and they always are very curious about how we manage a long-distance relationship.
Okay.
So I know that's not a wicked deep topic, but I want to talk about that today.
Sure.
Because
I get asked quite a bit. Yeah.
I get asked all the time.
It's almost like there's a lot more like long distance or people not wanting to like date in their areas.
I didn't.
Yeah, I get that completely.
I mean, I get asked by honestly more single people than people that are in relationships, which is kind of funny.
Maybe they're considering it.
Yeah. And I get asked all the time. The biggest thing is, how do you do it? So I kind of want to start by explaining why I wanted a long distance relationship. I got out of a 3-year relationship and I was single for a little while. And I mean, I've lived here for quite a while. I've lived in my city, and I don't want to say know everybody, but I feel like I know most of the people that are in my age bracket. And my ex and I have great respect for each other. And we agreed we're not going to date anybody that the other person is friends with. So that ruled out any options. You know what I mean? We know everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody knows us. But honestly, I'm a really independent person, and I love my alone time. Yes. I love my own house. I love having my own place to live. I love coming and going on my own terms. But I really did miss that relationship. I miss having a partner. So I really thought, having a long distance partner would be awesome because
You didn't miss that relationship. You missed a relationship.
I miss a relationship. I like the
Just to
clarification.
clarify.
Well, yeah, I miss having a relationship because I knew I was ready to give, and I
Yeah.
knew I was ready to be in one.
Oh, you give. You give a lot.
No, boy.
Like 3 times earlier. You give quite a bit.
No,
You're very
you.
generous.
No, you.
You're very generous.
Holy shit. Wow. I'm supposed to make you blush on
It's
this
not
show.
even Christmas yet.
It was Veterans Day yesterday.
It was Veterans
and
Day.
I thanked you.
Can it be Veterans Day every day? Because it was a special day.
This is me today.
You are very.
Anyway, so that's kind of mostly why I wanted a long distance relationship, was because I wanted my independence and I wanted to keep like my own space. And then, the next biggest thing was like, I always say if you're not on purpose, you're off purpose.
I agree with that.
And, people ask, how do you do it? Well, like my favorite part of Ryan and I being long distance is that we are on purpose when we see each other. Mm-hmm. We see each other on purpose. It's scheduled, it's planned. And because our time we feel is limited, we plan a lot of cool things to do.
Even if it's for a week, it does seem like it's not like it goes by fast. This week, I mean,
This one by fast.
This one went by pretty quick, but I wasn't here for a week. But yeah, when we're in Tennessee, like we always seem to be go 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 go.
Mm-hmm.
Like constantly.
Well, we plan adventures and special
we do, yeah,
things.
Yeah, we sure do. And like here, when I come here, it's like a vacation almost.
Yeah.
We chill a lot, or we'll do like paddle boarding, or we'll go to the beach, or just out to restaurants or out to dinner. Mm-hmm. Like everything's super local. So, like where I live, like we got to drive an hour to where we're going, and then an hour across the way, and then an hour back home, and it's like.
Well, plus I think what you've just pointed out too is we live in two separate worlds, and
we really do.
When I come into your world, we kind of go at your pace, and
True.
When you're on your own, you go, man, it'd be cool to take her to do this, or I've always wanted to try this. I'll wait till she comes, and then when you come into my world, it's on my pace.
Yeah.
Then I'm typically a bit slower.
I spend we nap more
downtime.
We like window, but I do like it. Like
Yeah.
I don't have the responsibilities that I feel like at home. Like it's not something I feel like I have to keep up or whatever. But when you were talking about liking your own space, I think a lot of people that are getting into that or like considering a relationship, I think that might be the hardest part for people is. Well, I would say a lot of it can stem from maybe insecurity or something like that. I know that I've struggled with a few things in the past with like being in a long distance thing. It's like you're not necessarily able to be there all the time. And for like, it's kind of like evolved into this thing where I worry about you a lot. Like I worry about you being here by yourself because I know how you are when I'm here, and I know how you're not, or I know how you are when I'm not here. Like, when I'm around, you don't really have to fend for yourself much. Like like I'll take care of stuff, or you just like like I like pampering you or whatever. Like I'm making breakfast or just little stuff that you usually have to do on your own. Or like when you go to walk the dogs at night, I like being there with you to walk the dogs at night. It's just little stuff. It's little stuff like that we would do together if we lived in one household. But
so I think we're kind of doing a ping pong on a positive, like a pro and a con. So
yeah.
So a pro would be we love that we're on purpose when
Yeah.
we're together. A con would be I do fend for myself more when I'm on my own, and I don't really love that. This relationship has allowed me to soften and be a really feminine woman. And because of that, as a feminine woman, I don't want to fend for myself so much. So Ryan does spoil me, and he makes my breakfast in the morning, and I absolutely love that.
Well, on the opposite,
it's just cute things.
Yeah, on the opposite end of that,
I'm gonna silence my phone.
I love being nurtured.
And I'm very nurturing for you.
Like,
so I think that would be a con. Like, just there are plenty of things like little everyday things, routines that we love doing together.
Yes.
That we miss because we're not together all the time. But I would say we appreciate those things
Agreed.
so much more.
Uh-huh.
So like I'm always optimistic about everything. I'll always make negatives positive, but like I love missing you because it makes me appreciate all those things so much.
Yeah, that's another question. So then a lot of things, or
That's the biggest reason
right.
why people ask how we do it,
Yeah.
because they think relationship means you're together, you live together all the time,
Right.
and they're like, how do you handle missing each
Well,
other?
even my parents have asked,
And mine.
like, how do you guys, how is this like normal? Like, they
Where do
just
you
can't.
see it
Right.
going?
Where do you
Like,
see it going? It's like, well, marriage, and they're like, well, how would a marriage work under those situations? Well, obviously we're not always going to be long distance, and if we are, we're going to be at a place where we can hop back and forth, or
on a
until a time.
more secure
Right.
schedule.
But until that time, it works for us, and it's non-traditional, and we enjoy it. Like, sure, I like the time that I have alone to make sure that I'm taking care of the kids and my responsibilities at home. And I would feel extra stress having to also, you know, maybe throw myself into a role where I'm taking care of somebody, in the capacity that I want to. Because when we're together, we pour so much into one another that some things can kind of go like put to the side a little bit. So I feel like our biggest challenge eventually will be how we balance
Balance.
everything together as a unit,
Because we balance them
right,
so well, like
together.
on and off.
Right. So, when we get together eventually in the future, we have a home together, it will be, well, how do we integrate all of these things at one time? And outside of obviously, like, what are the biggest things that people worry about in a long distance
People
relationship?
worry about missing each other. I think some of it comes from insecurity, like
Cheating.
how your partner acts when they're on their own. But we've never once worried about anything like that
No,
because
but I
of,
mean, it's something we've definitely thought about. I know I've thought
I mean,
about it.
fleeting thoughts once in a
Sure,
while.
but
But I think over time, like I know for me, over time, I'm like that would never.
right. Well, on the other hand, I think that is a big thing for a lot of people.
That is one of the biggest things for
But
people.
then again, that's where I would say maybe don't get into a relationship.
It
If you're
like
that worried about like somebody cheating on you, maybe a relationship isn't for you, because
yeah.
if it's to the point where it's going to cripple you, then just don't get in a relationship.
And I think, there's all different types of people, but the biggest thing is missing each other. How do you
Yeah.
handle it? And like I always say, like I love my alone time. I am highly introverted. Like I recharge alone. So for me, I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And you're extroverted, but like we have our daily routines when we are together and when we're not together. So like what a daily schedule would look like for us if we're not together is we text each other, we call each other first thing in the morning when we wake up.
Yeah.
It's usually a text to see if the other person's awake, and then we call each other or do a little quick FaceTime. We text each other on and off like all day.
What's it?
But it's because we want to.
Yeah. What's a quick overview of your day looking like? Because I like to know for
Yeah.
you, because sometimes you, like, when you work, you have like 2 or 3 hours where you're busy. I know I won't hear from you, so like I kind of plan my day where I know that I'll be in a position to be able to talk to you when we have time.
Yeah, like, oh,
And
hey, I'm doing makeup from 10 to 2,
right,
and then I call you when I'm done. But, like, here's the thing about Ryan and I. We're not needy because we're needy. We love it. Like,
yeah.
Ryan is the first guy I've ever dated who I adore talking to all the time. Like, I've never been in a relationship where I wanted to text each other.
Same.
I never gave a shit. I'm like, I don't want you to text me at all,
Yeah,
all
same.
day. Like,
Or it seems tedious, like,
it seemed annoying.
right,
But
like,
with you,
I'm
it's
trying
like,
to do something.
it's like, oh my God, it's been 10 minutes. What are you doing? Like, we just love talking. So it's not a needy thing. It's just a preference, but so like, hey, I'll be working a few hours. I'll call you when I'm done. And
But
then
you still make a point to check in if you can,
I do because I want to.
Right. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then, I always send Ryan a picture or two every day just because I want to. And then in the evening, we'll text each other on and off. And then we usually do a FaceTime or a phone call towards the end of the evening for like a good 30 minutes.
And then there's also times where you're just bored and you will FaceTime me every 10 minutes.
Oh, I will blow Ryan up sometimes.
Those are, if I'm being honest, those are my favorite days.
Yeah, you love that.
I do. I'm like, what do you need? But I like talking to you. And like, even if
you
I'm,
like that.
Yeah, even if I'm doing something like working on my computer or whatever, I'll still just put you on speaker and just talk to you. And look through emails and just I mean, sometimes we'll even sit in silence.
Yeah.
Like just kind
Yeah.
of hanging out. But
Yeah.
I know people that FaceTime for hours at a time. So
Yeah.
you know.
And another thing too, I've covered it in one of our first podcasts when we were talking about attraction in a relationship and how to keep it going. One of the biggest elements of attraction is mystery, polarity and missing each other. And, not only do we get some space from each other, we have our own friggin' states.
Yeah.
So it's like that yearning for your partner, like,
It's
like
big.
missing you, like when I think about you, I want you so much more because I miss you and I know I can't have you for a while. So then
Yeah.
it's almost like we have like a honeymoon phase every time we see each other.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that'll go away when we live together, but it might change in some degree. Especially if we work from home.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. Like I still feel like if at that point we'll still have our days where we're not spending so much time together during the
need
day,
to,
right?
yeah.
And then but it'll be nice to have the little things at night, like maybe dinner together,
Eating.
walking the dogs, like
Yeah.
showering,
It'll be nice having
like getting
dogs
ready
together.
getting ready for bed, like little stuff like that. I think. I just noticed your feet are on here without shoes on. People are gonna steal this and go to Feet Finder. People have already
Free foot stuff.
People
No.
have already taken like 100 pictures, and they're doing.
I'm at my own house, so I was comfy like this.
Feetfinder.com is
Shit.
all over. Like they're all over.
my God.
It. They look so nice.
I have
too.
really nice feet too.
You do.
I shouldn't even say that on
Oh
here.
my God.
Now they're all gonna
Y'all are
join just
welcome
for
the free content.
man.
Those puppies have been out there for a minute.
I know.
Damn, I'm
I'm
off track.
comfy.
I
I'm
just
real
noticed. I was like, Feet Finder, dude.
I'm comfy. Should I change?
No, not that. No, nobody cares. Everything's.
This is our sandbox. We draw the line.
Yeah,
where
I
we
love
want.
it. Like my toes.
I'm comfy,
My toes
like-
are covered.
I'm comfy, and yeah, Nike lovers better
I've
not
got-
see the state your shoes are in right now. Those
Ooh,
things
yeah,
are
they've got
dirty.
creases.
They're dirty.
Yeah, and my toes are really nice though.
Ryan has nice feet too.
You take good care of my feet when you can.
Maybe we could get on Foot Finder because
Maybe we could.
We could make some extra bucks to get that thing we need for these
These
mics.
people aren't here to hear about our feet.
Okay, back to long distance. But yeah, so I mean, the biggest things are how we deal with missing each other. Basically, how we manage it. Like what our routines
I just
look
really
like.
enjoy that aspect of it though, because it's almost like something I really get to look forward to. And even if we did live together, like I'm never not going to be excited about coming home to you.
Oh no, I love that.
Like that's even just waking up next to you just makes my day better. Going to bed next to you just makes my evenings better. It's like a state of. That's why I enjoy being around you so much, especially in like your place here, because it's like a reprieve. It's like a calmness almost, because I'm not at my home worrying about kids getting to school, kids getting to practice, kids doing homework, like
School
this,
emails.
this, and all that and the other. And then one day I know that'll change. But for right now, it's nice to have business stuff and whatever. And then like it's here. I'm like, I don't have anything to worry about. I just get to enjoy being alone. And I know not everybody's gonna have the ability to do that, but there's always space to find time to put into whatever you're doing as far as whenever you're with somebody. What we were talking about yesterday is like, I think presence. Like we saw that couple on the beach, like super beautiful sunset. They're eating.
They weren't presents,
Right,
not
they're
like unwrapping a present.
right, and
like
they're eating
presents.
Right, and they're we are getting close.
I was like, Christmas?
We are getting close. They were just sitting there.
Oh yeah, they had a little picnic for themselves.
Right, but they were just on their phones, and I'm like,
they were on their phones.
and it's like, where is the actual presence that you guys are spending with each other? Like,
I mean,
why
they
set
were
up this?
eating fast food, so I don't know if they're real healthy in general.
But they were.
The idea was cute.
It was a beautiful sunset, and just to be immersed in your phone, like that's one thing that I will always appreciate about us is we are always just present with each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's long distance or not. I think everybody can practice presence with each other.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I look forward to the most is kind of changing how this dynamic works a little bit. But at the same time, I like how this works so much that
I do too.
I don't feel like when we get to that point, it'll be a challenge. I feel like it'll be another growing phase, because
It'll be an adjustment.
right, you and I grow, like we've had multiple things where we've just kind of there've been like milestones almost. We'll probably talk about that in another section, like milestones in relationships. But
Yeah.
we have just come so far in such a short period of time. Even though, and I think like a lot of people don't think about this. We're long distance, and let's just say I see you. Like, yeah, we've been together a year,
We just had our anniversary.
but happy anniversary. But I've only really been with you
Like half of it.
half of it,
Yeah.
if not less.
Because we've had some months we've been together for like a week on, a week off. But most months, it's like every 11 days we see each other for about 4 days. So if you rounded it up, I guess half a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty staggering. Like, I think that's pretty, I think it's pretty
But
incredible.
if you were to ask a couple who lives together how much of their time
talk.
together was quality,
Right.
it would be way less than us.
Or even how much time they talk.
It would be
Because we
way
talk
less than us.
We talk a lot.
It would. How much time are they on purpose present? A quarter of us. And I think, the biggest thing that it just happens naturally when you live together, you take your relationship and your time for granted.
Yeah.
And I've done it in every relationship.
Yeah.
They weren't the most
That's why I think this will be
relationship.
really great, because when we do transition into that period, we will have learned how to not take time for granted, because we'll have spent all this time apart and like now, even if we spent 2 weeks together, we're like, this is not enough time.
It feels like a day.
It's just not enough time. So, but we're getting to that point where like we do appreciate the space, but also we would really like to have more time together, because it's just grown into such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That we're like, I would really like to have more time with this person. And that it always seems to be like we're getting to like the holidays, and it's like, man, like I just can't get here for this time because I've got this, and you can't get here for that time because of that. And
I know, like I still want to be with my parents, and
right.
you have your
That's
kids.
I would say the holidays are the biggest stress.
That's a good talk. Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. Holidays are a little tough for us.
And these will be our real first holidays together. Like the ones when we got together in November last year.
We were brand new.
We were brand new, and like it didn't seem like
I didn't have a relationship with your kids or your parents yet.
Right, and I didn't
But
know
now
your
that
parents.
we're really close, like
Right.
it sucks because like I'm really close with my parents, so
Yep.
it's like I have 2 states to be in, and I just
And I'm really
can't.
close with your parents, and you're really close with mine, and it's like, geez.
So yeah, so you do, if you are in a long distance relationship, you do have to find ways to accommodate
And compromise.
both families,
Yeah.
I mean, at least like my family has a Christmas party that's a couple weeks before Christmas.
Right.
So you could come to that, whatever.
Yeah.
And luckily my family's casual, so like
Sure.
I can fly to you the day after Christmas, whatever. Thanksgiving is iffy. Like we care, but we don't care, so I could either stay or go.
Yep.
But yeah, you have to find ways to navigate holidays.
I agree.
And then the other part too is eventually when we do merge, I mean, I'll probably have to merge to where you're at, but
Not necessarily. It's just one of
figuring out where we end up, and then whatever family members that are still left in each state, we'll have to navigate that.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a lot of challenges that people don't really expect that come with long distance. But again,
there's a lot of beautiful things and a lot of challenges.
Yeah, I do think that our relationship, like, not to be cliche or anything, has been very special to where we haven't really worried about, like, we have just connected and clicked and evolved like so naturally at such an astounding pace that has felt so fluid that I don't feel like everybody has that kind of experience, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
I would wish it for everybody because it's been incredible. But yeah, like we have had challenges, but they haven't been like game-breaking challenges because of the distance. Like the distance.
It's little things. Like if I have like a bad day, like
Right,
if
and
I
I
have
can't
one of
be
those
there.
days where I'm in the blues and I just wish I could be with you.
Yeah,
like
those are rough.
To be fully transparent.
Especially as like somebody
Days
that wants
like
to
that
take care
do
of you,
suck.
like it's like, man, I can't be there for my partner in like any way, and I just
There,
have to.
yeah, on a
it
daily
sucks.
basis, like there are plenty of little things that suck that we're not together more often.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not always rainbows, but I would say like 80% of the time it's amazing. Like it is way more good than bad, but definitely has its troubles.
Yeah.
And if you guys listen to our podcast in general, you'll learn a lot more about our relationship. Like we have those uncomfortable conversations. We dig deep as much as we can, as often as we can.
Yeah. weekly temperature checks. I mean,
Yeah.
even when we're not together, I think those are the most important times that we do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
how are you this week? Because, sometimes for me on my side, it's been difficult because as somebody that like wants to be there for you if something's happened and I can't fix it, or just be there to console you. A portion of like my very small insecurity will be like, well, this isn't good enough for this person.
Yeah, like when I'm having a hard
Right,
time.
and I feel like this is gonna make her feel more distant from me or farther from me
Oh,
or
yeah. No, it
you know
doesn't. Just makes me miss you.
yeah, we've
We
established that
cover
over
it.
time, but in the beginning was definitely hard for me because I was like, this person doesn't need this. Like why would you subject yourself to this at this distance when you could have somebody closer that could help you with this or XYZ, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
we did go through a bit of that. I
yeah.
think over time that sort of passes.
Well, also in the beginning, I was so worried that because of what I had been used to, the more time that passed without us seeing each
Oh,
other,
if we went too long
it
not
was going
seeing
to
each
be like
other.
detrimental to the relationship.
We did go through that quite a
So I
bit.
was like really concerned that
And I would always tell you, like, no, like, I'm just going to miss you more and want you more. Like,
this,
if we have to go 25 days instead of 11 days, I'm just going to be crazier about you.
yeah,
Hi, pig. Does he fit in the frame right now?
I
Is
don't know.
he
He
showing?
might.
Piggy's showing you guys say hi. Oh, you're so cute. Come here. Come here. Oh, hi, babies.
Oh, come here, Chloe. Chloe,
You guys
come
should definitely watch us on YouTube if you're just a listener on Spotify because
here. You're missing some
you're
cute bully
missing the
action.
show.
Come here, Chloe.
This is Pig.
Come here.
And that's Chloe.
This is Chloe.
Oh.
He wants to check out everything.
Oh,
Baby.
good boy.
Hi, baby. What do you think, Pig?
What do you think? He said, yeah, I don't like that mom's long distance because she has to leave. That is one thing that I will say. Being long distance does have some expenses
Yes,
involved
it does.
that I totally forgot to mention.
Yeah.
We are very, very fortunate to both live close to airports where Allegiant flies. And it
Yeah.
is a direct flight. It is
Couple $100.
75-minute flight. It's around, $250, $300 each time. So that is a thing.
Yeah, but when you come to my house, you've got to
When
pay
I
for
go to
dogs.
Ryan's, it's a little more because I'm very fortunate to have awesome pet sitters. I have a couple different ones that stay at my house, but that is also another expense. I have to pay for a pet sitter. Luckily, they're amazing and they're local, and my dogs love them. But there are expenses involved with long distance. We're not the type that we can drive to each other.
Could, but
It's 10 hours.
it's a lot.
But I've talked to other people who are like, there's a stylist I know at the salon I go to, and her and her boyfriend are long distance, but he's like in like Canada or something. Like he's far. Maybe he's in New York.
And
I
that
don't
would
know.
that's rough. Like I said,
But it's a long flight. It's not convenient.
Right.
I mean, gosh, some people are in my sister had been serious with a guy in Thailand. Like it's
Right.
just, talking time zones, and flights are crazy expensive.
Yep.
I mean, when I say like the cards were in our favor, they just were.
So if you're gonna date long distance, make sure that it's somewhere that you can get to easily.
Or you're willing.
Right, and the flights aren't $900.
Because that was something that I asked for.
It's not in another country.
That was something I projected. I was like, I do want to find a long distance partner. I want it to be a long distance where I can easily hop on a flight, though. I'm not talking LA.
Right.
I want it to be like within a couple hour flight.
Right.
So, what there is expenses to it, but for us, it's as good as it could be.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's most of the major topics. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming by. This was more of like an update of like what we're doing. I've been kind of flying solo for a little bit. We do have a lot more podcasts coming up now that we've got the other place up and going. So we wanted to thank you for supporting us, liking and following along, and all of your questions all of your questions that you send to us. We really like talking about that stuff in and out of the podcast.
We would love some more topics.
Yep. As always, if you guys have any feedback or if you guys want us to touch on a certain thing, we love hearing about them. But thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.